Hey, what's up, my Dragon How y'all been? So, Dragoons, today we're going to be doing a CardFight Vanguard deck profile of my current new and improved version of my Narukami Eradicator deck. And that is, well, pretty much the new and build version of Eradicators ever since the new Stride support came out, and a good portion of the Eradicators that recently came out. So, yeah, the build has been kind of rebuilt, a totally different style of build. Now, it is currently still using the Sweet Command engine that we saw a couple weeks back, but it's also doing, instead of using Dragonic Deathscythe, it's also mixing things up with using Gauntlet Buster Dragon, Descendant, and of course the new Stride guy that we got currently, Fiendish Blow Dragon. Now, this is not yet my final build of the Eradicator deck. I've only tested played this deck only for a little bit so far. It does look pretty good. Now, obviously, it's not that great for competitive reasons for competitive play and all that such just about yet, but it's still a fun deck to play nonetheless. It does a lot of heavy retirement and does allow you to do some little bit cool plays here and there that's kind of a little bit different than I'm kind of used to when it comes to Eradicators in general. Now, I'm only playing a few non-Eradicators because just like my recent Seal Dragon deck profile, as I mentioned back in that video, I try to limit myself with that with only very little of non-Eradicators, because of the fact that while this deck is a little bit more Stride focused, what a lot of us need to keep in mind is that this deck is still Limit Break based, and we want to be able to have access with our Limit Break abilities just as much as we want to have access with our Stride ability. And there are those games where your opponent will do something to you where you're not going to be able to Stride as often. So you want to be prepared for something like that happens while still being able to give the heavy retirement that Eradicators normally do best. So yeah, I'll explain what I'm currently doing, and hopefully you Dragoons like it. Before I go to the deck profile itself, for those of you who are just here to net deck, I left deck list in the description down below for those who are interested in net decking. For those of you who do so, I only ask that you drop a like before you leave on your way. It really helps me out a lot. And with that being said, let's move on straight to the deck profile right now. Shall we, Dragoons? Alright, start off with your starting Vanguard. We're playing 2 copies of our starting Vanguard, actually, just like the last profile. And that is 2 copies of, I have a hard time reasoning. First, Thunder Dracokid. Now, first Thunder King, wow, I can't speak English properly today. First, Thunder Dragokid. There we go. First Kid Thunder Dragokid is still a fun card to play with this deck right here. You play 2 copies of him instead of just 1 because you want to be able to utilize the ability of your Sweet Command Dragon, especially possibly can, for not only to go combo off with Stride ability, your Gauntlet Buster Dragon, and your Heavy Retirement ability. All that great level both such. And by playing 2 of these guys right here, you get extra 10k shield to block off some attacks, and by playing 2 of these, you are not only more often to use guys' ability to do your superior right Sweet Command Dragon more oftenly, but also with the era of Vanguard we are in right now, there are a lot of people who will take advantage and try to pop off your Forerunner as fast as possible can. So in case when that happens, you have another copy of your Forerunner just in case. And also, as I said earlier, this guy also combos off with your Stride combos. So when you're currently in Stride, you can use the guy's ability to potentially pull off a superior ride on top of your current Stride, with Stride going back to your Stride deck, of course. So you can do some really nice command plays and all that great stuff. So yeah, 2 Thunder Dragokid is always still pretty good. And now for your trigger lineup, we're still playing the 4 heals, no explanation needed with heals. And next up, I'm currently playing the 4 draws. Draw is always nice. And the 8 critical lineup. With the way how current Eradicators are right now, I feel like 8 crits and 4 draws is the way to go for this deck right now, because you want to be able to go in that kill as fast as possible can. While you are a deck that's all about heavy retirement compared to your opponent, you want to be able to also hit that damage to your opponent as fast as possible can, because there are those decks where, despite you take away a good portion of their rear guards, there are those decks that can potentially bounce back recover very easily, and you want the extra criticals to help you prepare for that. Now, these new critical triggers I'm now using is a nice new addition now using this deck right here. This one is called Eradicator Capnis. Can't pronounce his name right. His ability is, when this card is retired because of one of your abilities, he gets the ability of look at the top 3 cards of your deck, take a Eradicator of your choice among them, and put it into your hand. Then take this card out in your drop zone and put it into into your deck and shuffle your deck. Now this is really good because we are playing a new Eradicator, which I'll get to very shortly, that makes you retire one of your guys along with one of your opponent's guys as well. And when that happens, this card will allow you to get some great utility out of them right out of the bat. This is also great to try out if you want to use the straight up Tempest build as well. But as of this build right here, it's also very good because, as I mentioned that guy earlier, and worst case scenario, extra 10k shield and uses of critical. But what's really nice about him is that not only you get a potential free card out of him, but he goes right back into your deck after you use his ability. So you get an additional critical back into your deck to potentially deal some more damage to your opponent. And yeah, I don't know about you all, but that sounds really fun if you're playing Eradicators. And that's it for the triggers. Now for the great ones. 4 copies of the Eradicator Perfect Guards. Again, as explained earlier, trying not to play that many non-Eradicators, just so I can potentially use some abilities and such. The only grade 1 of the entire deck that is a non-Eradicator, that is 3 copies of Mighty Bolt Dragon, just so you can have easier access to your strides a lot easier such. If this was not Eradicator based, not sub-clan based, I would definitely be playing Max Film, but I want to limit myself with non-Eradicators as much as possible, so only 3 of them is necessary. And then still playing the 3 copies of Aggie. Early access to Lemon Bricks is always nice to have. And still playing the 3 copies of Deadly Eradicator Yahoo. When you first ride into a grade 3 Eradicator, put in your soul to pop off a front row guy. Helps you start your combos off going very easily, especially when you get your idea grade 3 going. Depending on what your player is doing, so you get some heavy retirement going and do some stuff. And that's it for the grade 3s. I'm sorry, for grade 1s. For the grade 3s, we play 3 Deadly Eradicator, Fiendish Sword Eradicator Cho-Ou's. Still playing him, still a must-have for this deck right here. When you place a Vanguard rearguard circle, take your Eradicator from your rearguard, put in Solar Vanguard to retire rearguard. Now this is also very more importantly because you are playing a Sweet Command Dragon that requires you to Soul Blast in order to use his ability, and by using his ability to Soul Charge a card to retire one of your opponent's rearguards, while still having access to potentially Soul Blast more often for Sweet Command, definitely helps you a lot. Definitely helps you with your heavy retirement plays a lot easier, a lot faster, and move on to some stuff. And then here's 4 copies of the new Eradicator I was mentioning I'm now playing around with, and that is max copies of Twin Sword Eradicator Koenshak. I probably botched his name wrong. Now this is a nice new addition to Eradicator, which is why I'm playing that new critical trigger in particular. And this dude is very interesting, very odd, but yet very useful at the same time. What his ability is, as long as your Vanguard has the word Eradicator, whenever one of your opponent's cards has been retired because of one of your card effects, ignoring besides him, he automatically gets the ability of each player must retire a rearguard you control. So this gives you more field presence, this gives you a little bit more retirement power, and while it does stink a little bit that you had to retire one of your rearguards as well, so in case you got nothing else good, you may end up having to pop out one of him by mistakenly as such. But what's really nice about him is there's no counter blast needed, there's no soul blast, soul charge, hand discard, or anything required. Just pop off a rearguard you need the least, and you can pop off a rearguard that your opponent has right out of the bat as well. And it also helps out your Gauntlet Buster Dragon a lot more oftenly. It helps you with your field presence clearing, and it helps you with your combination with your plays here and there. So yeah, nonetheless, Twin Sword Eradicator is still a fun card nonetheless. And very interesting. I'm not too sure how well he's going to play out. Only time will tell. And I'll let you Dragons know in the near future. And lastly, for the grade 2s, the only grade 2 that is not Eradicator, and that is 3 copies of Dragonic Deathscythe. Pretty much your old school Blaster Blade for this deck right here. Deathscythe is very important right here because, now yes, I am aware that Gauntlet Buster Dragon kind of already has that built-in ability where he technically does that as Deathscythe. But the difference between Deathscythe and using Gauntlet Buster Dragon as the second ability is that compared to, while you can only pop out grade 2 or less rearguards, keep in mind, it's your choice, so it's any rearguard you want to retire the most, and most likely your opponent is going to spare the most important rearguards, And with the era of Vanguard we are in kind of right now, not too many people are going to call their grade 3s. They're going to reserve their extra grade 3s in hand so they can stride more oftenly. So having a Death Scheme, using Death Scheme's ability over Gauntlet Buster Dragon isn't really that much of a drawback, especially knowing the fact that you could hit your non-Eradicators in your damage. So when that happens, boom, you get your Death Scheme ready for that. Counterblast your non-Eradicators, pop out whatever rear guard you don't want to deal with the least. And yeah, just Death Scheme is just really great. It's just a really great tech card for a deck like this. And it just gives this deck just a little bit more retirement power. Like the deck really needs more of that. So yeah, that is the grade 2 lineup. And now for the grade 3s, I'm back to playing 4 copies of Gauntlet Buster Dragon, not only because of stride reasons and the Fiendish Blow Dragon reasons, but also because Gauntlet Buster Dragon is kind of a really nice card, and I'm very glad I'm back to playing him. Just ability that's limit break ability allows him to gain 1 critical and 3,000 power for every time one of your opponent's rear guard is retired. It's very nice. With the additional ability where in case you don't have your Death Scheme, counterblast 2 Eradicators, make your opponent retire one of their rear guards of their choice. It's always very nice. So again, more abilities to help you with combos, more abilities where you can do combination, do some heavy retirement plays, and yeah, just a really great all-around fun card to play around when you just want to have fun and just have a retire your opponent's board and such. So yeah, it's 4 Gauntlet Buster Dragons. And then lastly, for the lineup, we have 4 copies of Sweet Command Dragon. Now, for those of you who do not know what Sweet Command Dragon does, his ability is Counterblast 2 and Soul Blast 2. When an opponent's rear guard is put into the drop zone due to an effect of one of your cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row and retire it. And this unit gains 5,000 power. Also, this unit has the ability of choose one of your rear guards with Eradicator's card in and put it into your soul. When this unit is first put in the Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards front row and retire it. So what's really nice about this card right here is it combos up with Sweet Command Dragon. So let's say you use Death Scheme, Cho-Ou, or any other ability to build card of particular ability. Well, I don't think Cho-Ou can pop front row. I think he only pops front row. But let's say Death Scheme. Let's say you use Death Scheme's ability, pop up a back row unit. You use your Dragokid's ability, get your stride going, get your ability going, and you get him going right out the bat. You can already go out of nowhere, pop up your opponent's 2 front row guys, and yeah, just have fun obliterating your front row. And immediately after you're done doing your stuff, you can mean the stride with stuff, and yeah, just take control of the field, stop your opponent from having cards to intercept with. Do some heavy retirement, and give this guy some really nice additional power while you're at it. So yeah, Sweet Command Dragon can be a really aggressive card, and surprisingly as well, a very nice control card as well for a deck like this. And next, that's it for the main deck. Now for the strides, we play max copies of the new addition to the Eradicators, True Eradicator, Finish Blow Dragon. Now, for those of you who do not know, it's GB2, Countless 1, and choose another one for him, turn face up, pretty much Persona Flip. Until end of turn, this unit gets the ability of whenever one of your opponent's rear guards is retired because of one of your card effects, this unit gains 5,000 power and 1 critical until end of turn. And if you have Gauntlet Buster Dragon in his heart when you're first activating his ability, he also gives you pretty much a free retirement of your opponent's choice. I believe it's your opponent's choice. Your opponent's choice. It pretty much gives you a free retirement right there, which is pretty good right off the bat because a stride unit that keeps on constantly getting more critical and more power every time you're doing more heavy retirement as you've always been, while also you still have the triple drive skill icon going on, and you could have a good booster boosting him depending who's boosting him. Once you get all this going on, unless your opponent has a perfect guard, when you get all your plays going properly and you get this guy big, huge, massive, your opponent is going to have a hard time dealing with this card, and unless they have a perfect guard, they will be forced to let this card's attack go through and potentially risk going through a potential loss right there because of how powerful this dude is and how much damage this card will be doing. And even if for some odd reason you do not win after this, even if they do not block with a perfect guard, by the time you get your combos going, after this card swings, and you give him the ideal amount of power and critical you want this guy to have, by then your opponent will have very minimum resources to have a fight back into, because this card, along with your other cards, will just wipe out your opponent's board, and they will use up a good portion of the cards in hand to block up your attacks, and they will not have a good day against you at all. So yeah, Fiendish Dragon is a very interesting card, and he's doing, and playing for him is doing pretty good so far with me right now at the moment. And next up, we have 2 copies of Conquest Dragon. I played 2 of him instead of 4 because I feel that Conquest Dragon is really only as best when you're only going for game level as such, or even early game is fine too, or mid game is fine too, because, well, free retirement by just persona flipping and giving your front row guys massive power is still a very useful ability nonetheless. But I digress. And lastly, 2 copies of Lightning Dragon Knight Saurus. Probably your idea card you want to use when you want to do your sweet command plays. Have this guy attack, his attack is hit, his ability will go off to make your opponent retire 1. It didn't mean that you can use your Dracokid's ability to potentially superior ride into a Superman out of nowhere. Superman does his stuff, retires some more stuff, swing, potentially more damage, all that level good such. So yeah. And yeah, Dragoons. That right there is my current new and improved version of Eradicator Stride Heartland? No, not Heartland. What am I thinking? Eradicator, Stride, Busted, Sweet Command deck. Yeah, that feels like a better name than what I was saying earlier. The name of the video will probably be based upon what I decided when the video is first being uploaded. You'll have to see when that happens. So, but nonetheless, this is still a fun deck to play. It's been doing pretty good so far right now. I may make some couple of changes. I did pick up other Eradicators that didn't interest me, just in case that what I'm currently playing is not enough yet. But yeah, all around, it's still a very fun deck and such. And at the time this video is first being uploaded, I should finally have my brawlers finally done. Yes, you heard me right. I should finally have my brawlers done. Done. That sounds very exciting. So within the next week or so, at the time this video is first being uploaded, I should have a brawler Big Bang Knuckle build for you Dragoons to check out. I hope you will enjoy that video. And as soon as I get those remaining cards, I'll definitely put that deck together, test play it, see how it goes, and then show you KC Dragoons of that build to see how you Dragoons would like the build as such. But nonetheless, we'll play with this version of Eradicators along with Catcher Chameleon until we get the Knuckle Brawlers. But with that being said, let me know what Dragoons think about this deck profile in the comment section down below. And I will see you Dragoons around. Hope you Dragoons enjoy this video. Please leave a like and a favorite if you did, and share this video with other people. It really helps me out a lot. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Subscribe today, become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see you Dragoons another day. First Dragoon, signing out. Peace.